Bonjour tout le monde. Today we're going to learn how to tell time in French and how to ask what time it is. Vous êtes prêts? Okay, let's start with the question, what time is it? What time is it? So in French we say quelle heure est-il? So that is literally what hour is it? So the French don't say what time is it, they say what hour is it? Quelle heure est-il? Répétez, quelle heure est-il? Another way to ask that same question is just rearranging the words a little bit and asking, il est quelle heure? Okay, so it is what hour? Okay, il est quelle heure? Il est quelle heure? Sometimes we don't have a watch or a phone with us, and we might go up to someone and say, do you have the time? So you can do that in French as well. Do you have the time? If it's someone your own age, a student or a classmate, so you can use tu. So tu as l'heure. Okay, you have the hour. Do you have the time? Now, we're not asking, do you have the time to do this? Do you have the time to do that? We're asking, do you have the time, as in, do you know what time is it? What time it is? Do you have the time? Okay, so if you're asking an adult, a teacher or someone, another adult, then you're going to use vous. Vous avez l'heure? Vous avez l'heure? Okay, to answer, if the time is right on the hour, like it's exactly 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, it's pretty simple. You're always going to start with the words il est. Il est. So it is, or it's, is a contraction, and then you say the number. Now the first one is not going to be un for 1 o'clock, it's going to be une because the word heure is feminine. So we say une heure instead of un heure. Une heure. Okay, and then so like I said, they say it is 1 hour. So they say it's 1 hour instead of it's 1 o'clock. And you do need to say the word heure. In English, we often omit the o'clock and we just say it's 1, it's 2. But in French, you need to say heure. And also notice that when you're saying it's 1 hour, it's 1 o'clock, il est une heure, we don't write the S because it's singular. It's just 1 hour. It's 1 o'clock. But after that, say it's 2 hours, it's 3 hours, etc. So then we write the S's. Okay, of course you're not going to pronounce them, you just write them. All right, so let's go through and say each time on the hour. Répétez. Il est une heure. Il est une heure. Okay, for 2 o'clock, we're going to make the liaison between this X and the next vowel sound. So we're going to say il est 2 heures. You hear a Z sound there. Il est 2 heures. Okay, same thing for 3 o'clock. Normally we would just say, for 3, we would just say toi. But for 3 o'clock, we say il est 3 heures. Il est 3 heures. It's 4 o'clock. Il est 4 heures. Il est 4 heures. It's 5 o'clock. Il est 5 heures. Il est 5 heures. It's 6 o'clock. Il est 6 heures with a Z sound. Il est 6 heures. It's 7 o'clock. Il est 7 heures. It's 8 o'clock. Il est 8 heures. It's 9 o'clock. Il est 9 heures. And notice now that instead of an F sound, it sounds like a V. Il est 9 heures. Okay, because it's followed by heure. It's 10 o'clock. So 10 just by itself is 10, but to say it's 10 o'clock, il est 10 heures. Now that X sounds like a Z. Il est 10 heures. It's 11 o'clock. Il est 11 heures. Il est 11 heures. Now, for 12 o'clock, sometimes you will hear people say il est 12 heures, but not very often, and it's usually followed by the minutes if they do say it that way. What they usually say is if it's 12 o'clock noon, they say il est midi. Il est midi. It's noon. And you don't say the heure, just like in English, we would not say it's noon o'clock. Okay, it's noon. Il est midi. And if you want to say it's midnight, it's 12 midnight, il est minuit. Il est minuit. Okay, so you might be wondering, well, how do you say AM and PM in French? So they don't really say AM and PM. They either say in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. So for the expression in the morning, that's du matin. So if you wanted to say it's 11 o'clock in the morning, you would say il est 11 heures du matin. Okay, for in the afternoon, that is pronounced de l'après-midi. De l'après-midi. So if you wanted to say it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you would say il est 4 heures de l'après-midi. And in the evening is du soir. Du soir. So if you want to say it's 8 o'clock in the evening, you say il est 8 heures du soir. Il est 8 heures du soir. So another way that the French indicate whether it's AM or PM is they actually use military time, okay, which is called l'heure officielle, so the official hour, l'heure officielle. In English, we call it military time. So you may have heard someone say, especially someone who's been in the military, say it's 1,300 hours, it's 1,400 hours. Okay, so they go past the 12, instead of starting over with 1, to say it's 1 p.m., you say it's 13. Okay, it's 1,300 hours. You don't say the 100 in French, you just say it is 13 hours. Il est 13 heures. Il est 13 heures. So to say 2 p.m., that's 2 past 12, it's 1,400 hours. Il est 14 heures. Okay, or literally, it is 14 hours. It is 14 hours. Il est 14 heures. To say it's 3 p.m., well, you add 12 to the 3, that's 15. Il est 15 heures. It's 15 hours. Il est 15 heures. So that's the same as saying il est 3 heures de l'après-midi. Now, what if it's not, the time is not right on the hour, it's 5 past or 10 past or 15 past? Usually you just add the number of minutes. So if it's 1:05, so that means it's 5 minutes past 1 o'clock, you just say il est 1h05. So it is 1 hour 5. Okay, and you don't say the 05, it's just 5. Il est 1h05. Il est 1h05. If you want to say it's 10 minutes after 2, or in other words, it's 2:10, 10 minutes past 2, il est 2h10. Okay, it is 2 hours 10. Il est 2h10. If you want to say it's 3:15, it's 15 minutes past 3, you can say il est 3h15. Il est 3h15. Now, there are some other expressions that you can use to say that it's 15 after. In English, we sometimes say it's a quarter after. So why do we say it's a quarter after? Because an hour has 60 minutes, and a quarter of that is 15 minutes. So to say it's 15 minutes after the hour, you can say it's a quarter after. Okay, and the expression for a quarter after in French is écart. Écart. So if you want to say it's a quarter after 3, il est 3h15. And of course, you can say il est 3h15. Okay, but if you want to be fancy, il est 3h15. Okay, for half past, that's the same as saying 30, because half of an hour is 30 minutes. So half past, you're going to use the expression et demi. Et demi. So it's 4:30. It's half past 4. Il est 4h30. Il est 4h30. It's half past 4. Of course, you can also say it's 4:30. Il est 4h30. Okay, what if it's just a few minutes before the hour? So it's 5:55, so that means in 5 more minutes it's going to be 6 o'clock. So it's actually 6 o'clock minus 5 minutes. And the word for minus is moins. So il est 6h moins 5. It is 6 hours, or 6 o'clock minus 5 minutes. Il est 6h moins 5. When it's 6:50, that means it's almost 7 o'clock. It's 10 minutes till 7 o'clock. So it's 7 hours or 7 o'clock minus 10. Il est 7h moins 10. Il est 7h moins 10. Okay, if you want to say it's a quarter till, that's the same as minus the quarter. Moins le quart. Moins le quart. So it's a quarter till 5. So in 15 more minutes, in another quarter hour, it's going to be 5 o'clock. So 15 minutes before that, it's 4:45. Il est 5h moins le quart. Il est 5h moins le quart. Okay, if you want to know at what time is something going to occur, à quelle heure means at what time. Now, sometimes in English we drop the word at and we just say what time. Like, what time is the concert? And that's okay in English, but in French you really need the à. So, at what time? À quelle heure? At what time is the concert? À quelle heure est le concert? À quelle heure est le concert? Bon, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Au revoir et bonne journée.